I'm Susie, and I'm currently teaching GE3 statistics and some major math subjects for Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in mathematics. So, in teaching online, the only strategy that I can actually advise to anybody is that you fit any available application to your needs, and depending on the goals or the objectives of the lesson, then you use whatever is applicable online. And of course, it should be also accessible to your students. So that's what I did during the online classes for the last year. So for example, for GE3, you have Nature of Mathematics and Geometry of Design as one of our topics. And one of the goals for this, or the objectives of this, is to show appreciation for mathematics in nature. So I use this app called Flipgrid for Nature of Math and Geometry of Design, and ask my students to answer the question, or asked to submit a video. That's a 1 minute video showcasing whatever things they see in their environment that reminds them of their lesson. The same is true for Geometry of Design. One advantage of this, using this tool, the Flipgrid, is that you can actually see your students, and they cannot just not voices behind the screen. Let's have this one because this is more personalized.
Hello, ma'am. So since the instructions said that we will get our examples in the environment, I consider this infrastructure as one of my examples, for it is also a part of the environment, and this is called an environmental structure. This reminds me of the topic about tessellations.
Statistics is for demonstration. So I used YouTube. So I recorded all the demonstration on how to use the application for say Excel and the first few parts. And then you also have, this one is for PSPP. So there are instructions here. And I did that one so that the students can actually just come to the channel and just watch the video all over again, and then we just had a consultation time so that they can just ask me questions. And then for the rest of my classes, or for all of them, I recorded all my classes for I use OBS. That's OBS, and I uploaded them to YouTube as an unlisted playlist, so only my students can access this one. And I prefer using YouTube because it has a minimal bandwidth compared to storing it to your Google Meet recordings, because even though our Google Meet recordings is unlimited, or it has unlimited storage, it will take a longer time for the students to actually view, because it requires more bandwidth for them to view this one. So most preferable to just upload your recordings on YouTube. And lastly, for the major math subjects, because I need to write things, especially equations and all that, so that's a whiteboard. So half of the time I also use Excel if it's a table sort of computations, or Google Jamboard. Then for TTL2, or for Technology in Teaching and Learning Mathematics, the objective is, this one is to introduce future teachers to technology that they can use in the classroom. And since it was online, this is actually fun, because we get to try different applications live, or diba? Anyway, you get to demonstrate everything or test web application together with my students. So that was fun. And then for their final output, I am to create a Google site for their learning plan proposals. And so these are their outputs. Okay. So the first one is for statistics, and the second one is for set 3. So yeah. So learning objectives, learning content, lesson prop. So that's the table of contents. So lesson plan, topic objectives, lesson plan learning activities. So in doing online classes, the best strategy is still to use whatever app is applicable for your lesson. And since this one is how to teach with technology, so their output is a website highlighting their learning plan for the lesson. So this one. And that's all. Thanks.